Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that's now quite old. It's now very difficult to find and incredibly collectible. We are looking at the 1998 release by AMT/ERTL from their Star Trek The Next Generation series of plastic model kits. And this particular model kit we are looking at today is of the USS Enterprise NCC-1701C that appeared in the 1990 episode Yesterday's Enterprise. As you know, Star Trek Next Generation was the second live action show in the franchise. It ran for 7 seasons. It first was produced in 1987 and it ran through until 1994, when the whole series progressed to the big screen cinema screen. And there were 7 seasons, and this particular episode that this model came from was the episode called Yesterday's Enterprise, which was from season 3. And it was where the USS Enterprise NCC-1701C came through a time portal and ended up in current time, and the crew of the Enterprise had to find a way to get it back into its current timeline, even though they knew it was going back to be destroyed. So interesting plot, that one. Very, very good episode. Anyway, so this is a model kit in front of us, and it says Star Trek The Next Generation. And there's an image of the ship itself, or the model kit as itself. It says AMT ERTL USS Enterprise NCC-1701C model kit, and it's skill level 2, as it says in the top right hand corner. Okay, that's the front of the box. I'm just going to turn the box around and let's see what we got printed on the back. Okay, well, I've turned the box around, and as with all of these model kits of the time, there's nothing printed on the back apart from information about retaining the information, not suitable for children under 8 years old, and paint and cement not included, and it's printed in multiple languages there, so there's not a great deal really there to see. You do have the AMT ERTL logos there, and the CE markings at the bottom, and the item number, which is 66753300. Other than that, not a lot to see there. So that's the back of the box. Let's just drop the box down to the side, and if we zoom out a little bit, we'll be able to see everything on this box here. So it says AMTE, Star Trek Next Generation, USS Enterprise NCC-1701. And it's got, in English, it's got scaled and measured model from actual Paramount blueprints. Accurate 1/1400 scale model, recessed panels, lines, and detailed decals. And it says TM, the Star Trek logo, TM and 1998 Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved. Star Trek and all related marks are trademarks of Paramount Pictures. ERTL company authorized user, 1998 Paramount Pictures reproduction. Star Trek, that's all in different language, and it's got the ERTL company at the bottom there and their address details, and again the item number. Okay, so that's the side of the box. Let's just turn the box to the end, and what have we got on the end? Pretty much the same as what we got on the front. So it's the AMT ERTL Star Trek Next Generation USS Enterprise NCC-1701C, and you've got an image of the item again. And if we turn the box around to the other side, now, this is interesting because we got some images of the model, the completed model. Now, as you can see, this box is, I'm just going to pop that under there so we can aim it up slightly. There we go. Because I just want to zoom in a little bit on that, on those images, which we'll do in a second. So, because the box is still sealed, I cannot open it. It's factory sealed with the shrink wrap, so I can't open it and show you the components and how to build it and so on. But I do want to show you these images here because this gives you a very, very good detailed image of the model itself. So this is AMT Star Trek Next Generation USS Enterprise NCC-1701, and it's skill level 2, glue required for assembly. And there's a 1-800 number there should you need any help, and it's item number 8001. Okay, let's zoom in and have a good look at that model itself there. So there we are. That's a finished model that's been painted with the decals on, and you can see it's on its own stand there, and it's a kind of like a cross between the NCC-1701 A or B and the NCC-1701D. So it's a shorter body, same type of nacelles and heart and saucer section as the A or B ship, but the lower section is becoming into that Galaxy class starship, which was the Enterprise D. So it's a kind of like a cross between the two, which of course then you went on to D, and then of course after that it went on to E. But it's it's a beautiful looking ship, and you can see it's all the designs and markings as it appeared in the episode Yesterday's Enterprise. I think it did also make an appearance in one of the movies. Can't actually remember what movie that actually appeared in, but I'm pretty certain the Enterprise C did actually make an appearance in one of the movies, but we come to that another time. And again, there's the under section of the ship in all its glory, all finished again, and there you can see a good view of the underneath. I don't want to zoom in too close so we lose the clarity of the image, but there you can see again it's all painted there, and the decals are all stuck on. A really nice looking model. And then finally, from the front view, again on the stand, on the Star Trek Next Generation stand, and there you can see the completed model again from the front onwards. Really nice looking ship, and if you're good at model making, this is the ideal kit for you. It's quite challenging at skill level 2. It's not the easiest ones to do, but it is a very good model kit that anyone that builds models and enjoys doing them would very much enjoy building this one, being that it's quite a rare one. This is not the common Enterprises that we see regularly. It is one of the uncommon ones, like the B. The B and the C really were the two Enterprises that didn't really come up very often in the model kits. So it's a nice rare ship to have and to build. Okay, so that is the model kit. Now, how well did this model kit do back in 1998 when it was released? Well, like all of these model kits, AMT produced X amount of quantity of these model kits, and again they say they produce model kits based on skill levels, and this was skill level 2, so it was really for the more advanced model builder than the basic 1 kits. So it was geared for an older, more experienced audience, if you like. But yeah, as with all the model kits, you know, they always sell very well. I mean, AMT and ERTL have been doing model kits for years. They know how to produce them. They know what people are looking for. They know the detailing that is required, and they know that they're just going to sell. Just the name is just going to sell them. So as usual, yes, I don't know how many were produced, but yes, they sold exceptionally well, as do all of the AMT Star Trek model kits. And don't forget, back in 1998, Star Trek was still really the largest franchise in the world. We had so much Star Trek. It was on TV all the time. If you had satellite television, Star Trek you could get anytime, anywhere, whenever you wanted to. So you had the original series, you had the animated series, you had the Next Generation, you'd had Deep Space Nine, you had Star Trek Voyager, and of course we had the Star Trek movies, which were of the Next Generation, which were now currently being made and going onto the big screen. We'd already had the first 6 movies from the original series, so there was just Star Trek everywhere. It was a fantastic time for Star Trek, and of course it made them the biggest franchise in the world at that time. sci-fi franchise in the world. Obviously Star Wars overtook that with the release of their trilogy in 1999. So but back then, before that, this was certainly the largest franchise. So yes, they sold exceptionally well, and yep, they done a very, very good job. Now let's move forward then. Let's move forward 26 years to the current date, which is 2024, almost 2025. Do these model kits appear very often on the platforms? They occasionally come up on the platforms. Usually when you see them on the platforms, they have been opened and been started. You don't very often see them still factory sealed like this particular model kit is. Don't get me wrong, they do come up like this, but not altogether that often. And obviously, being that this one is a rare one, this one does come up at a fairly high price. So yeah, and yes, they do appear, but but usually, as this one is factory sealed, when it does come up, they sell very, very quickly. And if you are buying on platform, as I say over and over again, be very, very careful that what you are or you think you're ordering is what you're going to get. So make sure you look at the used item. If you're buying an item that's used, click on the used button, because it will show you a description of the actual item you're buying, or images of the actual item you're buying, because a lot of the platforms do use stock images, especially Amazon. So just be very, very careful. Sometimes you're okay, sometimes the images are directly from the people who are selling the item, so the images you see will be right, but a lot of times they're stock images. So certainly if the item is already on Amazon and someone lists a used item, unless you actually click on the used button, you're not going to know it's used. So well, yeah, if you don't look carefully enough, you won't know it's used. So just be a bit careful. Not quite sure about on many of the other platforms, but I know that a lot of them use stock photographs. So just be very, very careful, because you could end up with something that you don't want. Or alternatively, you know what we do? We at Midas Touch, we do quality and sealed new items, unless otherwise stated. But we have managed to find quite a few Star Trek model kits, all from the same era. Not all the same ones, there's quite a few different ones, all from a shop that closed down, and we went in and were fortunate enough to buy all the stock. And there was probably something like about 40 or 50 model kits in the shop that had not been sold, and we were lucky enough to be able to buy all that stock. And most of those are currently available on the Midas Touch website, as is this one, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below, which will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek model kits, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful Star Trek model kit with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.